Hey, this is Andy McKinley coming to you from India. That's right, the Jayhawks are back. They're back in the AP Top 10, and this time quite possibly they're staying put. Not really a surprise when you're talking about the best team from the best conference with the best three-point shooting. You know, I could really go on and on all day long. What's that? That's what you want? Are you sure? Wait a second, you insist. Well, I have never been one to deny the public what they want. So here we go. The best coach with the best pedigree, with the best big man, with the best name, which, by the way, Oduko, is pretty darn close to making Duke finally not sound like a four-letter word. With the best nickname, I mean, who can top Svi? And quite possibly the POY. That would be Devontae Graham. I better stop. You know, we'll hit football again real quick. If you want some fresh blood, and if you can't like the Eagles because of the Cowboys, and if you can't like the Vikings because of the Lions, that leaves you with the Jags. Go Jacksonville? I mean, for goodness sake, who had Jacksonville at this point in the playoffs? I mean, who even had them in the playoffs? At least one of us, I'm told, can't even contain himself. Apparently, newbie Brady Flaherty was in the house to watch his beloved Vikings pull off that miracle over the Saints. I, for one, am rooting for a tie in the Eagles-Vikings game. Clearly that can't happen, but, you know, thank goodness this football crap is nearly over. And that's what it really is. After the Cowboys and the Lions are out, it's really just a bunch of crap. As if the basketball gods knew that we were getting very close to football's end, they offered us an early present Monday with 4 hours of bliss. First the Michigan win, then the Jayhawks. I cannot remember the last time watching updates on the internet from India was so much fun. I know I stretched it into this week for the update because this is really not from last week, but I mean, who ignored these games? I mean, these were phenomenal. The Wolverines went from way behind to comfortably ahead to they probably should have lost to how the heck did they do that? And KU rock chalk in West Virginia for the first time in the last 5 visits. If you still have any doubts, just ask Huggy Bear, who he does not want to see again. My 18-5 week was highlighted by my correct pick of Michigan over MSU at the Brez, where Sparty Boy Maxon said he's had a lot better courtside experiences than this one. The Wolverine victory was totally just after getting screwed in the late game review versus the Boilers. There's got to be a rule that if you go to video review and realize that a foul call was missed, you cannot award the ball to the team that committed the foul. Now, I'm not advocating that the foul actually be called, but I am saying you can't give the ball to the offender. You've got to give the ball to the offendee. The East Lansing present probably shouldn't have really been that big a surprise because the green and white were already living on the edge after going to OT with RU earlier in the week. Rutgers giving them quite a game. The Sooners went 2-0 with a win over Texas Tech and TCU. Watch for another top 10 reshuffle next week as WVU is in danger of falling out after losing 2 out of their last 3 games. The X could not get it done in Philly versus Nova, but they did return home to spank the Blue Jays. UVA, Duke, Wichita State, all unscathed. The Shockers did get a test by Tulsa, but they continue to look like they might be a permanent fixture above the 10 line in the AP poll. Hurley's Sun Devils finally showing a few chinks, losing at home to the Ducks. Neither the Irish nor the Gators got the 2-0 weeks I was hoping for, and subsequently both remain outside the top 25. And last but certainly not least, the Kansas Jayhawks have posted 3 wins in the last 8 days with the monster W in Morgantown. Big game predictions for this week, and I know a few of these have already passed, but I did make these picks, and you'll probably believe it when you see some of the picks that I made. I did make these picks before the games were played. Sooners going 2-0 versus Kansas State and Oklahoma State. West Virginia back on track versus the Longhorns. Shockers roll again after a brief test from Houston. I see it being a test for the first 5 minutes and then plowing them over. Texas Tech splits 2 road games. At Texas gets the loss, and at ISU gets the win. Izzo continues to question his Frosh soft approach in losing at home yet again to the Hoosiers. KU does what they do, winning at West Virginia, I did pick that one before. I'm sure you're really surprised by that. And they're getting another W at home versus Baylor. Xavier handles St. John's and Cincy, and then finally figures out the road where they've been having some troubles when they go up to Seton Hall. The Zags march toward a top 10 is going to continue, and they finally have a test this week when they play St. Mary's, but they'll take them down. Arizona solves Northern California, going 2-0. UNC reminds Clemson that they're a football school. ASU gets some great guard play, going back to what they've been doing all season, and they get 2 wins in Oregon. That'll be tough, but they'll get them both. And then Kentucky's going to have a 1-1 week, winning at USC. That is the South Carolina version of USC, and then losing at home to Florida. And as you can see, a few of those I've already gotten wrong, and a couple I've already got right. Hey, we'll see you next time. Hope you're doing great. Talk to you later.